Hello everyone, this is a general reading for Aquarius. This video is being recorded on March of 2022, and this is a general reading intended for Aries season. But if you happen upon this video afterwards, just keep in mind that these messages are timeless. So, to begin, I'm going to lay out 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, let's put these in the frame a little bit better than what we have going on. Okay, so this first card represents your obstacle. The second one represents the means of liberating yourself. The third card is the action that's being needed to use this means of liberation to free yourself from the obstacle. This is the transformation you will undergo. And this is the destiny and the role that you will come to understand that you need to fulfill in life. So to begin, our obstacle right here is the High Priestess. So this tells me that there's something that you have been sitting on recently. Maybe you've been procrastinating on something that you've been wanting to do. And this could be something as simple as maybe you're studying something, maybe there's a book, a video, a piece of art that you've been wanting to release, or maybe you have some grand ideas for something that you're wanting to put out into the world, but it's been gestating for a little bit too long, and it's at the point now that it's starting to rot. And that's sort of the tricky part of the High Priestess. She veils herself, she sits down, she's heavily clothed, and she's stuck into this book right now. And it's a very inactive card. And she occupies the number 2, which is a number of decisions being need to be made, a sort of fork in the road. And that's probably at the point where you're at. You have accumulated the knowledge of something, you've accumulated the thoughts of something, but there's a misdirection, because the High Priestess, she always looks to the past, and she doesn't acknowledge the future, because the future is strangely, it's behind her. So the cure for that is the Pope, or the High Priest, the Hierophant, some call him. And what he is a bridge. So what these 2 cards are telling me is that you need to take this knowledge and this pent-up creativity that you've been accumulating, and you need to direct it outward into the world. See, this Pope, he has an audience with him. There are these 2 monks at his feet that are listening to what he's saying. And maybe you're afraid of the ideas and the things that you want to release out in the world will be scrutinized, but you need to understand that the creativity and the ideas that you've accumulated are things that will resonate with a lot of people. And you need to bridge that. You need to understand that you have the capabilities and the wisdom to share your knowledge with the world. Don't keep it all pent up inside of you, because there's many people that could use the knowledge and the power and the creativity that you have. So I said earlier that the Pope is a bridge, and he's bridging towards the Pope and strength. Or I'm sorry, the Pope is in strength. He's bridging between these 2 cards. So he is taking the gestation of the High Priest, of the High Priestess, and he is bridging it towards strength or force. And this tells me right here that there is plenty of creative potential in the ideas that you're accumulating, and you'll find a sense of empowerment And it won't be as simple as just going out and releasing something. It requires patience and discipline. So the action that you need to undertake right now has to be patient. You can't expect immediate results from what you're doing. You need to have composure and confidence and patience. So when we move onwards, we have the moon, and this is sort of the transformation that you'll undergo. So when I see the moon, I get the sense that within this process, you'll come to a better understanding of yourself. When you release all this creativity, it might rise some sort of aspects out of yourself, maybe unveil certain attributes of you that you haven't realized. And this is actually quite a promising card for this position and for this reading, because with the moon we have this lobster coming out of this little pool and heading towards the light of the moon. And the lobster sort of represents the shadow self, maybe some attributes that we are either unaware of or attributes that we purposely ignore. But this creative process, this process of taking the things you've accumulating and putting them into a more active force, or not an active force, into a more active process, into something that's more tangible, you will come to a bit of a self-enlightenment. Maybe you'll realize you're actually quite good at something like public speaking, like you're good at something like writing. Or maybe this is something more simple. Maybe you're just more good at communicating than you thought you were. So once this transformation is undergoing, you'll realize that your destiny right here is that you are to be this spontaneous and lively and free person. Because maybe this inactivity that you're facing right now is suppressing you. Because if we look, let's look at these, the beginning and the end of the reading real quick. Let's compare and contrast these two. So right here with the Popus, like I've said before, she is veiled. She's probably indoors. She's heavily clothed. She wears this crown. All of her body is covered up. She's holding this book, and she's looking out into the past. Here we have the star. She is outside. She's in the wilderness. She's by a creek. Her eyes are focused downward at the water that she is pouring into the creek. Compared to the Pope, she has no crown. She's completely naked. There's no secrets about her. And maybe that's what this creative process is imploring you to do. This is saying that you need to be more vulnerable. You need to free yourself because you're worth freeing yourself. There's a lot of beauty and creativity that the whole world can benefit from. You just need to no longer gestate ideas in your head and keep them to yourself. You need to use that knowledge and that creativity and pour it out into the world and show the world that here I am free, I am shameless, and I'm a creative and loving individual. So I think that's all. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please press like. If you want to subscribe for more readings and some videos relating to teaching the tarot, I plan on doing those more in the future. So, thank you. Have a great day.